morning. Just a thought between sessions this morning. I want to speak more about how disconnected our society is. It's such an obvious thing to say, and yet also so kind of unmentioned amidst the noise that's constantly everywhere. As a lot of you know, I started my path in politics and political science, and that element of how do you find a way to build a better society, and then you get lost in political theory, and you go to different places of okay, well, we need something more on the left. No, we need something more on the right. Oh no, it's something different, something center. And what hits me so clearly is that all of these systems have failed so incredibly miserably. But this becomes so impossible to talk about because often it's framed if you're criticizing the system, then oh well, you must be an anti-capitalist, you must be a communist, you must be a socialist, you must be an anarchist. And I think what hits me is that every single one of these systems, communism, socialism, anarchy, obviously, capitalism, all of them have failed so incredibly miserably because we are living what we are living in our society today, and all of it is a product of the ways we choose to organize on a macro scale. And I think what comes up as soon as you say something like this, people say, okay, well, what's your alternative? What's your answer then? What's your solution? And I think this is where society has endlessly gone wrong. We look back at the last couple centuries, and how did people respond to this? Well, they wrote their books. Karl Marx wrote his book. Everybody kind of comes forward, presents their theory, presents their idea, and then everybody gets really, really intellectual as we consider the pros and cons of these abstract political ideas. But the context is what works isn't abstract at all. What works is actually the opposite of abstract. And this is connection. And so for me, the element of the choices that we have in our society, it's in any given moment, if you get away from all the abstraction and all the intellectualization and just come into any given moment, there's a choice. Do I engage in this moment from a place of transactionality, or do I engage in this moment from a place of honesty and authenticity and connection? Now, to do the latter, you have to throw out things like professionalism. You have to challenge things like sympathy, like judgments, all these things that are so well built into us from such a young age and form the basis of how we've learned to interact with one another. And that is how a new system is born. When in the moment, not some person up in Washington, D.C. or Moscow or wherever else, when somebody who's looking at themselves in the mirror decides in any given moment, I'm going to engage in this moment from the place of connection, from the place of authenticity, not the place of transactionality. That's when the world changes. Everything else is abstract theory, and everything else is actually what got us to this moment where we are right now, where things are as clearly broken as they are.